Welcome back, friends. You're listening to Easy English Podcast. I'm Jack.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah. Today, we have a very fun what if question for you. A question that everyone loves to talk about.
Ooh, I love what-if questions. What is it?
If you could have any superpower in the world, what would you choose?
That's a classic. I think everyone has an answer. Today, as you saw at the very beginning, we are learning all the useful vocabulary you need for daydreaming about amazing powers.
That's right. Our dialogue is about two friends, Liam and Maya, who are having this exact conversation. Their choices are very different. Let's listen.
But first, just a quick reminder. If you're enjoying our podcast, please take a moment to give a like, and even better, leave us a comment. Your support helps us make more episodes for you.
Look at that awful traffic. We've been sitting in this cafe for an hour, and the same cars are still outside.
You can say that again. But you look like you're daydreaming over there. What are you thinking about?
I was just thinking, if I had one superpower, I know exactly what I would choose.
Oh, really? Let me guess. Flying?
No, something much more practical. I would choose teleportation.
Teleportation? Like, beam me up, Scotty?
Exactly. Imagine it. No more traffic, no more wasting hours on a bus. You would never have to put up with boring travel again. You could have breakfast in Paris and be back for work at 9 a.m.
Okay, I admit that would come in handy. My choice is different, though. I think I would want to read minds.
Read minds? Why? That sounds so complicated.
On the other hand, you would always know what people are really thinking. You would know if your boss really liked your presentation or if your friend is really okay.
I don't know, Liam. I think that has a major drawback. What if you hear things you don't want to hear? I think I would be sad all the time.
That's a good point. It's tempting, but maybe it's too much information.
So, if I had to choose just one, it would be teleportation. Final answer. What about you? If you can't read minds, what's your second choice?
Maybe invisibility? No, wait. I've got it. Talking to animals. Without a doubt, that's the one. I would love to know what my cat is thinking all day.
That's a great one.
Well, it's fun to dream, but we should probably bring it back to reality. We're going to be late for the movie if we don't leave soon.
If only we could teleport there. Okay, let's go.
And we're back. That's a conversation I have had many times. It's so fun to think about.
It is. And it started with Maya complaining about the traffic and Liam agreeing with her. He says, "You can say that again."
This is a great idiom. It means, I completely agree with you, or that is very true.
So when Maya says the traffic is awful, Liam uses this phrase to show he 100% agrees with her.
Exactly. If your friend says, "Wow, this homework is really difficult," you can say, "You can say that again."
But Liam then notices that Maya isn't paying attention to the traffic. He says she is daydreaming.
Yes, daydreaming is our next word. It means to think about nice, pleasant things instead of paying attention to what is happening now.
In the dialogue, Maya wasn't looking at the real world, the traffic. She was lost in her own happy thoughts about superpowers.
A perfect example is stop daydreaming in class and focus on the lesson.
And what was she daydreaming about? Teleportation.
This is a fun noun. It's the imaginary science fiction idea of moving instantly from one place to a faraway place.
In the dialogue, Maya wants this power so she can travel from Paris back to her office in 1 second.
It's a very popular idea. You see teleportation in a lot of sci-fi movies like Star Trek.
So, one of the best things about teleportation is that you would never have to put up with boring travel.
To put up with something is a great phrasal verb. It means to tolerate or accept something that is annoying or unpleasant.
So, Maya is saying she doesn't want to tolerate or accept the annoying situation of sitting in traffic anymore.
Exactly. For example, I live on a noisy street, so I have to put up with a lot of noise every night.
But Liam agrees that this power would come in handy.
This is a perfect idiom. If something comes in handy, it means it is useful or it will be helpful in a specific situation.
So, Liam agrees that the power of teleportation would be very useful in daily life.
Right. For example, I always keep a small umbrella in my bag. It really comes in handy when it rains.
But Liam's choice is different. He wants to read minds.
To read minds is that fantasy power, right? It means to know exactly what another person is thinking.
So, Liam thinks this would be useful to know if his boss really liked his presentation.
I don't know if I would want that power, would you, Sarah?
Oh, that's a tough question. I think it would be too much information. I'm not sure I want to know what everyone is really thinking.
Me neither. It sounds stressful. A good example for our listeners is, if I could read minds, I would know if my friends really liked my gift.
But Maya disagrees. She uses a phrase to introduce the opposite idea, on the other hand.
Yes, we use "on the other hand" to introduce a different or opposite point of view.
So Liam says the power is good. Maya says, on the other hand, it could be bad.
A perfect example is, "This apartment is beautiful. On the other hand, the rent is very expensive."
And the big problem with reading minds? Maya says it has a major drawback.
A drawback is a disadvantage or a problem with something. So a major drawback is a very big disadvantage.
So Maya thinks that hearing things you don't want to hear is a really big problem with that power.
It's true. Flying seems great, but the major drawback would be the cold weather and the bugs.
I never thought about the bugs. That is a major drawback. Good example is, The new phone is great, but its one major drawback is the short battery life. Tempting.
It's an adjective that means something makes you want to have it or to do it, even if you know you shouldn't.
So, Liam feels that the idea of reading minds is very attractive, but he now understands it's probably a bad idea.
Exactly. For example, that slice of chocolate cake looks very tempting, but I'm on a diet.
So, Maya makes her final decision. She says, if I had to choose,
This is a very useful phrase. You use it to show you are picking one option from many possibilities, often in a difficult or imaginary situation.
in the dialogue, Maya is saying, from all the superpowers in the world, my one choice is teleportation.
And this brings us to a quick grammar note. Notice that Maya says, if I had to choose, I would choose. This is the second conditional. We use it to talk about imaginary, unreal situations.
That's right. If I had, simple past, I would, we're just imagining. Another example is, if I had more money, I would buy a new car.
Liam changes his mind. He decides on talking to animals, and he says this without a doubt.
Without a doubt is a strong phrase that means for sure or absolutely.
Liam is now 100% certain that talking to animals is his final choice.
A good example is, she is, without a doubt, the best student in the class. But all this fun has to end. Liam says they must bring it back to reality.
To bring it back to reality means to stop daydreaming or talking about imaginary things and to start thinking about the present, practical situation.
So Liam is saying, our dream talk is over. Now we have to think about the real world and not be late for our movie.
Exactly. For example, we had a great holiday, but now it's Monday morning and time to bring it back to reality. And that's all our vocabulary. It's always fun to daydream, but reality is waiting.